Oval with the high school shot put. Start things with MVAO COU's Jace Henderson. He'll throw this thing 48 feet 6.5 inches, placing 18th. Bishop Heelan senior Hayden Overgaard slings the shot 47 feet 7.25 inches. He finished things in 22nd, but Alex Wilson of Sergeant Bluff Luton had quite the showing. He heaves this thing 55 feet 6 inches and will place 5th. Also, Carson Divis of Hinton finished 16th. To the long jump pit, MOC Floyd Valley's Albir Van Zee leaps for a mark of 21 feet 8.75 inches on this attempt, while Chris Ford of Sioux City East able to come in with a mark of 21 feet 2.25 inches. Meanwhile, in the girls' high jump, Sioux City East Grace Eric would finish 15th, leaping 16 feet 9 inches. Shannon Cleary of Bishop Heelan just missed the cut for the finals, finishing 11th with a jump of 17 feet flat. Pittsburgh's Rachel Shaney would make the finals, finishing 7th with a jump of 17 feet 5 inches. And Storm Lake's Mackenzie Harder would come in 6th with a leap of 17 feet 6.25 inches. Over at the high jump, MMCRU's Lucas Brown able to make 6 feet 2 inches, but can't clear 6'4" here. He'd finish tied for 14th. Wai Ching Hosiang on his last attempt clears 6 feet 4 inches here, but that'd be as high as he'd get. To the track men's college 4x800, and with a solid handoff heading into the last leg, the Dordt men are right in it. The defenders, they finished with a time of 7 minutes 36.56 seconds. However, the Dordt women leading the way in the college women's 4x800. Defenders holding the lead heading into the final leg, and freshman Corrine Brown kicks it into gear as the anchor. The defenders, they're bringing home a Drake Relays championship, finishing in 9 minutes 2.33 seconds.
Yeah, I think what we have at Dordt is really special. Everyone on the team really cares about each other and supports one another, and I've always loved. I'm a senior this year. All my years at Dordt, I've run the 4x8, and it's been one of my favorite, most beloved events just because of my teammates, really. So